We'll see how long it works for. Morning. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Lots of water today. I drink lots of water. Oh, and I'm eating a pear for my, I guess you'd say it's past breakfast time, but for me anyway. Morning pear. So I just got back from dropping off Rigby and Binks to get their neuters. So I get neuters and vaccinations today. And you guys, Rigby is 5.8 pounds and Binks is 3.8 pounds. Hi, Angel. So Rigby is officially bigger than Binks. Like, he hit a growth spurt recently and now he's 2 pounds bigger than Binks. That's crazy. Like, I've noticed it like just the past couple of days that he's definitely, hold on, let me see if I can bring this up a little bit more. That he's definitely like showing that he's growing like crazy. And so, yeah, that was pretty cool though. I'm good, like exhausted, but good. I have not been sleeping really well. Like what's new, right? No, I've just been having a really hard time sleeping. I just think that I have a lot on my mind. It's nothing bad. Like, there's nothing bad going on. I just have a lot, like, processing. Trying to get the house organized and unpacked and finished up. Trying to decide, like, where I want furniture. Ordered my desk. Still got to get the back room finished up. Got to go up into the apartment and get the apartment organized, cleaned up, and ready for Taylor. So that way he'll have his place set up. There's a lot to still get done in such a short time. That's all. It's nothing bad. It's just a lot of work. I just dripped everywhere. So, how are you guys this morning? That's what I want to know. And has anybody else started their Christmas shopping? Because I got pretty much everything done. I think I have a couple more items that I want to go get, but those take actually going physically to go look at them to make a decision on them. But it's one of those things where you don't know if you really want to do it because of everything that's going on. And they're getting really, really strict right now in our city because the mayor's wife just came down with COVID. Her father also came down with COVID and he passed away last night. So the mayor is like, you know, okay, yeah, we need to take this seriously. So I don't know. By the way, here in Arizona, just in my city alone, back in July, hey Shania, back in July, they were getting up to 240 cases a week of COVID coming in. They locked everything down, right? Mandated masks in all public places, no longer allowed indoor dining, closed all the beach accesses, all that stuff, right? And the numbers dropped to about 20 cases a week. Yeah, I hear you, Angel. We dropped down to like 20 cases a week. They started to slowly open things back up. We're back up to 240 to 250 cases a week again. And it's just because nobody gives a crap about anybody else, put it that way. This is the most noisy food to eat, like, while trying to talk to people. But I need something in my stomach. And why is this the most juicy, drippy pear? Normally I don't have that problem. I have a napkin, which is what I had planned to lay this on when I was finished. I have to go take the trash out. So I haven't decided like what I want to make for Christmas dinner yet. I don't do like the whole traditional like big Christmas turkey and all that. I think that I do that pretty much for Thanksgiving, big family gathering, talk about what we're thankful for the year, usually. But this year, of course, with everything going on, no big gatherings. Chelsea, how are you this morning? I'm taking like the tiniest little bites all the way around this thing. I'm almost certain I'm in the middle of a flare-up. I have the most on fire skin the past 2 days. My face is poofy again, but my skin hurt, like just doing this, it's actually really sensitive. Like my skin burns like all over. I found I can hold fruit without getting super nauseous. Everything else just makes my stomach hurt. Well, yeah, it's definitely so much fun. Hey, at least I made it through yesterday without getting cussed out. So, that's a plus. My dog's going crazy. I did get a little panicky this morning when I dropped off Rigby and Binks at the vet. But it like hit me out of nowhere. We'd been waiting to get this appointment. It kept getting rescheduled and rescheduled due to everything that's going on. So I dropped them off this morning. So I've been looking forward to getting it done before they get to the age where they start becoming territorial. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you. I try to get on here more often, but with my work schedule, 4 days out of the week, I'm there from, I leave here at 8 a.m. I don't get back home until after 10 o'clock at night. So Sunday through Wednesday, I'm not here until after 10 o'clock at night. So I don't stream during those days. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm here. And we try not to go anywhere. Just because, of course, everything that's going on. So we try to stay as safe as possible. But anyway, so I got to the vet office and dropped them off. And as I was getting ready to leave, I started to panic. You guys have been with us a while. You know that we got Godric when he was just a pup. And he was extremely cuddly, playful, wanted to be right in your lap. I mean, just a super, super lovey-dovey, affectionate puppy. Absolutely adored him. Like, he just wanted to be loved. And then went to his neuter, and we got back a very different dog. Just didn't want to be touched, didn't want nobody to be near him. He thought people were mean. He was very standoffish. He would nip and bite, still does, and he's 5 years old. So that's just, it's sad because I started to panic thinking Rigby is the most lovable, cuddliest, just the sweetest little baby, right? Like if you guys watch the other videos, you see how he is with me. He wants to always be in my lap and be in my arms and cuddling and purring and just extremely affectionate. And I started to panic thinking, am I going to get back the same kitty? Like, is he going to come out of that, like, ready to curl up in my arms and want mommy's attention? And we're doing good, Chelsea. We're doing good. Is he going to be angry with me? Is he going to no longer want to be loved and, paid attention to? Have an interview for a casino surveillance agent job, but didn't get it. Oh, at least you're still working security, right? I'm drinking lots of water. We're going to be moving stuff around today, and I wanted to get water and stuff. Also, we're going to temporarily, for the time being, we're going to take the spare room, and we are going to set it up for the boys, the kitties. Right now, we're running into an issue with them. It's not a bad issue. It's just because they're babies. But during nighttime, they destroy everything. I had, because past tense, because they're now broken and gone. I had stuff for Christmas, like Christmas decor that I set up. And they go blowing through the house like tornadoes. They jumped up on top of and wow, this thing is doing it again. Jumped on top of the built-in. This is crazy. Every time the wind starts to blow, it screws up our internet. They knocked everything down, and the pieces that were glass pieces just went to crap. One of them I was able to repair, but several of them I couldn't do anything about. Then they knocked all of my flower vase pieces down, and those went to, like, they shattered. And they're doing that at night. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And so it was definitely, like, we need a place that we can put them for now at nighttime where they can run and play and be crazy like they should, but not destroy the house. Because while we're up and watching them, and I'm awake and we're doing stuff, they're, for the most part, during the daytime, they're pretty chill. It's at nighttime that they lose their noodles. They go completely bonkers at night, which is, I think, normal. Cats are nocturnal. We're trying to, as domesticated people who have domesticated these animals, we're trying to flip their internal clock. We want them to be like they are during the day. At night, we want them to, at night, sleep and rest and whatnot. During the day, go ahead, be a tornado. That way we're awake and we can keep an eye on you. But we've put the barrier up around the Christmas tree, but that hasn't done us any good because they used to hate going on the other side of that barrier. Now they've just realized that they can just climb over it and destroy the tree. So that, like, I have talked to so many people, and everybody has the same issue with their cats. If you have cats, you just can't have cats in a Christmas tree. They will demolish it. So, yeah. By the way, just a thought about cats. Rigby is now officially as big as Bella. And Bella's full grown. So you should be able to tell you guys just how tiny Bella is. Rigby's now 4 months old. He's 4 months. And he is going to be huge. Like, he's going to be a big cat. Like, real big cat. And I'm totally okay with that. Big cuddly boy. So we're going to use the spare room. We're going to set up their towers in there. We're going to get their litter boxes in there. We're going to get everything in there. So during the day, the door will be open. They can go in and out of there during the day. At night, we can close that door and know that they are secured and safe at night with all their toys, all their fun, all the stuff that they need, and not have to worry about them injuring themselves or getting into something that's going to hurt them. And it'll be nice too to have like a room that's dedicated to them. It's their space. And then that will open up that other side so that we can actually finish setting up the Christmas stuff. But yeah, because during the day they don't mess with the tree because we're awake and we're watching them. And they're lazy during the day. They both want to curl up on the furniture, on the couch, or wherever, on their towers and sleep. So, you know, we're wanting to try to keep them awake during the day. Be a little more active and interactive with them during the daytime so that they're not catnapping all day and then being insane and crazy and playing all night. They're probably going to be pretty lazy today after I pick them up because, of course, they usually are the first couple days after they get neutered. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I know that there's a piece. There it is. I was like, I know there's a piece on here. Just want one of these mints. There you go. But anyhow, so yeah, cats and a Christmas tree don't really mix. But we're gonna get everything out of that room and put away so we can put that room together for them for now. We'll see how that goes because I really don't know how it's gonna go. And then there was something else I was going to tell you guys about. I don't remember. Oh, I'm going to reorganize or reset up my room because the way it's set up right now is not functional. Remember I was telling you guys in here, because it's an older house, that it's one of those things where like you have the wall switch where you would have lamps in your rooms. But Grandma and Grandpa installed ceiling lights and ceiling fans. Well, to turn those on and off, you got to pull the string. They're not hooked to the light switches. My bed is smack underneath the light. So the only way I can turn on my light in my room is I got to climb on top of the bed to do it. All right, Angel, have a great day. Stay safe. So yeah, like the only way I can get to that is I got to climb on the bed to get to the light switch. And that's just when it's dark and I'm coming home at 10 o'clock at night, I smack into the bed frame, which by the way is a solid metal bed frame. That's not a very comfortable feeling. So I'm going to redesign my room up. So I got to figure out the layout. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. So I'm thinking of doing like I had before, putting my headboard to that wall there. And putting my little paintings on where that Twilight picture is. So that way that defines that that's the head of my bed. And then using the wall on the side to put my Twilight posters. I can take the one that's on this side down, so we'll just kind of hang the two big posters on that main wall. Because my bed is going to have, I know this is corny or whatever to some people, but that's okay. But my bed is going to have the big, huge Twilight plushy fleece blanket that I'm getting for Christmas. Oh God, my skin is so burning. So I want to have that like all ready to go. And so I want to just get all my stuff up, and my skin is on fire. You guys, I can't even explain it to you. So, and God, you can tell that I haven't slept. I have the darkest rings under my eyes. But then what I want to do is probably put my computer on this side, because the little desk that I'm getting is a corner desk. Like it's shaped like the corner. So it'll tuck into the corner. The cables will go behind it. So it would just sit over here. And then this way, this wall will be for my dresser and TV and stuff. I like the thought of this at first, being my office space, but now the chair intrudes on the door, the walkway area. So I didn't think that part through. So we're gonna move this to that side, so that it's on its own thing. And I think I figured out what the problem is with that. That plug needs to be on its own plug, not on a strip. So we're just gonna kind of flip flop it so that I can have the TV set up over here. I'm gonna put the dresser kind of catty cornered so that the TV is facing that direction. Computer's gonna go over here so that I can put my reclining chair kind of centered here so that you can still get in through the hallway area, but my bed will be out of the way completely so it'll open the whole space up. So I can't have the TV on this side because then the bed is right here, so it's not gonna really be, I don't know, it wouldn't be the most conducive spot for the TV. I don't know. We'll figure it out. My brain is always thinking, you guys. So go on this little ride with me. But yeah, my other biggest peeve right now, and there's nothing I can do about it, is that in here we have these satellite cables coming out of the ground or out of the wall, and they're not connected. Like, it doesn't work. The satellite is broken, and it's not like a little satellite, like it's a massive satellite dish, massive, outside, sitting on the ground out here, right? It's on a thing and it lifts and it turns, supposed to lift and turn and all that fun stuff. For satellite television, we even have the satellite box upstairs, but it doesn't work, like, because you can't use that anymore. It's like old school technology. There's no, they don't use those anymore. So we have to figure out, because the thing is a big, gaudy, massive chunk of just cables sticking out of the wall here, and the whole length of the cable is just this massive heavy cable. So I have it looped up and tied up onto the curtain rod. It's a big ass airplane flying over the top of the house. So they definitely had a liner come in, because wow. They get really close to our houses over here when they're flying over to come to the airport. They literally come right over the top of us and come down to the airport, because we can see the airport from our place. If we stand up on the roof, we can actually look down over onto the airport. And when the planes come in and they're coming into land, they come right over the top of us. It's kind of creepy sometimes. Usually it's just the small, like Cessnas and smaller aircrafts, but every now and again you get planes like, you know, what is it, Air Force One, when she came in. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got some really cool pictures from that day. Wasn't a fan of, they're not pictures I took, but I was sent a few pictures that were really, really cool. And just, you know, one of those things where it was like, it's really cool that he was here, like there was a president here, whatnot. I don't care who the president was, you know, that came here. The fact was, it's little, you know, off the beaten path town that never sees any of that kind of stuff. And so it was a big deal to the people. But to me, it was just the most crap timing with everything that's going on. And then, of course, you got people that are, oh my God, my skin hurts. People that are complete idiots that are like rushing out here to come see, you know, their once in a lifetime chance to see a president, end up packing into an area with so many people. And then now everybody's sick again and people are real ill. So yeah, that's really fun. It feels so claustrophobic at times, because like we used to love going down to the river and going fishing. Like, we got our fishing license for the year and we couldn't even use them after we left the park because they closed all beach access. So you couldn't even get to the river anymore, which bites. If you're caught down on the water or whatever, you can get into trouble. So it's like I have a license to go fish and I can't go fishing. Even right now with it being cold out, do you know how nice it would be to go sit out on the river, throw my line in, and just sit out there all bundled up and cozy and just hope to catch a couple? You know what I mean? Like just listening to the water move, nothing else around. Like, oh man, you guys. That would be it right there. I would love that. But you can't because, everything's closed. And it's a bummer. It's a real bummer. So, I don't know. And then this week at work, Tuesday? No, not Tuesday. Monday. Was it on Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. Monday, I had a person come in who didn't want to wear a face mask. And our store policy is you have to have a mask on. So he tells me to pretty much go F myself, And I told him, you have a great day. But I yelled it at him with real attitude, I couldn't even do it now because I'm not taken aback in that immediate moment. And there's another customer in the store. He goes, you have the best attitude. He goes, that was fantastic. And I was like, well, geez, you come in here and you yell at me and get all pissed off. This is my job. This is my job. And I'm not going to get fired over not enforcing the rules that my job requires me to enforce because you don't like our rules. So I am not risking giving up my job and losing my income because you have a problem. So to me, when somebody comes in and is acting like a complete and utter jerk, bye. You know what I mean? And the best part about my job is we're not a job of customer service. So it's not a customer's always right where I work. It is you come in here and you be respectful and we'll sell you what we got in the store. But if you come in here and you're rude and you're disrespectful or you resort to calling me names, I will kick you out of my store without even a second thought. And this store I manage. It's my store and Sam is my co-manager. And so it is our jobs. We can decide how the store looks, how we want it set up, where we want things setting, how we want the shelving to look. We get to decide those things. It's our store. So together we work together to make sure that the store always looks in great condition and in great presentable shape. It always is. We're always making sure we're organizing stuff and reorganizing things to make it more noticeable for certain things, stuff like that. So it's our store. And like our boss told us, the owner of the properties told us, you are not punching bags. You are nobody's punching bags. And if somebody comes in here and they're being rude or belligerent or obnoxious, you two have every right to tell them to get out. You can tell them to F off if they're being super nasty. But for the most part, for me, I usually keep my calm. I'm usually able to kind of be like, you know what? They want to complain, whatever. As long as they're wearing their mask, let them bicker about it, whatever. But if you complain and complain and complain and keep at it, but then resort to calling me names while you're at it, then we've got an issue. So that happened last week. A guy called me a dumb bee, called me the B word. And I just stared him dead in the face. And I said, okay, you can leave. And he says, well, I'm going to get, I said, I don't care what you're going to get. You ain't getting anything here. You can leave. And the other 3 customers over in the store were like, you handled that fantastically. That was really well handled. I was like, yeah, I don't need his, well, you just lost a customer. I said, no, I kicked you out. I didn't lose anything. So, bye. Because when you come in and you decide to resort to calling the employee names and belittling them, you have no business being in that place. So I'm not going to sell you anything that we have if that's how you're going to treat me. And I find it funny, though, that a lot of people that get offended that we ask them to wear masks, and they think that when they say to us that, well, you just lost a customer, like that's hurting our feelings. We have enough customers that enjoy our business, that come to our store daily. Like, I have regulars that I see every day of the week. Like, the 4 days that I am there, I see these same people every day. And they come in and they see Sam on her days. And it is so funny because she'll tell me stories about so-and-so came in, and I'll say, yeah, oh yeah, so-and-so came in. And we have regular customers, ones that are there on the daily, ones that we know come on certain days of the week. So it's not like we're losing business. We just have people that are a little more respectful. Yeah, exactly, Jeffrey. It's like, bye. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand, though. Like, here's the funny part. Oh, you know what? I should show you guys. If you haven't seen my Instagram, or you're not following me on Instagram, I'll show it to you here, because this was what I was talking about. So this is what's posted on our front door. Okay, if you guys can see this. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Okay, so it says, it's all in neon, right? Mask required, mask is required, wear a mask, it's all on here. This little area right here, you can't see it in this picture because this thing will not focus for nothing. But anyway, this little spot right here, it actually says, please have your ID ready and present. But also, look on the door, ID required, right? It's written on our door as you grab the door handle in big bold print. This is the upper part of our big glass door. So it's in your face. Like, that's the only door access you have to our store. So when you come to our store and you go to open the front door, that's what's in your face. On that little sign, it says, please read. And it says, must have and present your ID to enter. You need your identification card to even come inside the store. We will card you at the door. Now, why is that? Because the products we sell, you must be 18 years old to purchase. And the other products we sell within the store, you must be 21 years old to purchase. So you cannot purchase anything within our store unless you are above the age of 18. So if you are a high school student who is 17 years old, you cannot come in. You can't even look. You can't even wander the store. You are not allowed inside the premises because that's the law. We get people, and on our door, it says, we card everyone, even your grandmother, right? Everyone. Because this way there can't be anybody that claims discrimination, or that, oh, they looked at his ID but didn't look at mine, or, oh, they look at my ID but they didn't look at his because, yada, yada, yada. No, everybody gets carded. So I get people that will come in completely offended and go, what, you can't tell I'm 60 years old? Nope. You know what I mean? Because, one, rude much. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if a woman walks in there and you assume she's in her 30s when in fact she's just barely old enough? She's not even, just barely old enough, 21, 22 years old. How offensive is that? To be like not carding them for purchases that require you to be 21 and older. So you save yourself the headache, for one, of realizing during the purchase of asking for identification, when in fact they shouldn't be in the store in the first place if they're not even old enough to purchase it. So I don't care if you are my grandma coming into the store. I'm gonna act like I have never met you, and I'm gonna ask you for your identification card. So yeah. But I just find it funny because we had people that came in and she said, you can't tell that I'm 64 years old? Screaming at me. I said, no, ma'am, I can't tell how old you are. You're wearing a face mask. I need to see the birth date. And people go, well, you can't even see my face. I'm like, I'm not looking at the face on the ID card. I'm looking at the birth date on the ID card. I'm just verifying that your identification that you are going to present if a cop was to walk in here, your ID states that you are old enough to be in here. The cop will sort you out from there. But I just have to see that the date on your identification that you are presenting as a legal form of identification says that you're old enough. But that sign is on the door, and they walk in, and they will go, I need a face mask? Yeah, you do. You know, just, yeah, you know. The signs don't mean anything. Or people will walk right up, look at the sign, open the door and waltz in without a mask on. And I'm like, excuse me, do you have a face mask? They're like, oh, stupid. I'm like, it's on the door 3 times before you walk in. It's on the front door. You had to be, it's literally in your face. To walk in, you had to see it. And it's all lit up in neon. It's colored in neon. I think common sense was the first thing that COVID killed. Yeah, I said that. And I ain't taking it back. Nope. I think COVID officially wiped out common sense. I think it's gone. I think it is. I think it's completely gone. There's a few survivors. Just a few. But I think that was the first thing it wiped out was common sense. So, oops, you know, oops. But anyway, I got a message over to Jay because he said message him with the last couple things that we need. So I need to message him and let him know that we need the wrapping paper and get that so I can get these things wrapped. Right? But you know what? People think still people think this is just some big hoax. It's been almost a year, but it's just, that's one hell of a hoax, guys. I mean, a hoax, it's like, we kidding, we're kidding. Hoaxes don't kill people. When you pull a hoax on someone, you're not wiping people out. You don't kill people for a hoax. You don't leave loved ones and family members in a hospital on ventilation machines and nebulizers and all these things because it's a hoax. Like, get a grip. Just because it doesn't affect you or someone you know doesn't mean it's not actually happening. You know? Like, there are people out there strapping bombs to their bodies and blowing themselves up around children and women and schools. But just because it's not happening here where you can see it doesn't mean it's not happening. It is happening. Just because it's not affecting you doesn't mean it's not something that's affecting someone else. So, like, get a grip. People are so selfish. So selfish. They'll be like, well, I'm not sick. Okay. But Sam and I got it the other day because it was super funny. Because this guy came in bickering and was like, well, I don't have a face mask. So he pulls his shirt up over his face and like pulls the thing tighter so that it stays on his face. But he's bickering, and I knew she was working the register. So as I walked past her, and at this point she had a cold, right? So she was staying with a mask on all day and a face shield. And as I walked past her, I said, I hope he catches your cold. And she walks over towards the desk or to the register, and of course she's got a cold. She'd been tested. She didn't have COVID, so just so everybody knows. But she just has a basic common cold. And as she walks towards the register, she starts coughing, right? Like coughing. And the guy like puts his arm up over his thing as well and like finishes his transaction. And we just, after he leaves, we start dying laughing. And she goes, I didn't even have to cough. I just forced myself. That was pretty funny. That went into a store without masks and said that the manager, we don't have masks, not them to call the police because we aren't leaving and Jesus, I know people are so dumb. When it's a mandate, you can be arrested for violating a mandate. Like, people don't realize that when something is signed into being a mandate, it's signed by like your governor or your city mayor. So once it's signed by said governor, like state governor or city mayor, it is in that moment, in that time, for as long as the mandate is in effect, it's a law. Just like 14-day quarantining after travel. Right now, it's the law. It's a mandate. It is mandated and recommended that when you travel, after your travel from point A to point B, when you get to point B, you should be quarantining for 14 days. 14. That is the mandate. People, it's a law right now. So if a store tells you that you are mandated to wear a mask, and there is a posted sign on their front door that says you are to wear a mask in their establishment, put a mask on. One, it's not impeding on any of your rights. Okay, for one. For two, there isn't a single religious reason in this world that would say that you cannot wear a mask on your face. So please quit using religion as an excuse as to why you can't wear a mask to protect yourself and others. And here's the kicker. Got this one for you. You ready? Now, I said this before. I work in a smoke shop, okay? I manage and run a smoke shop. So what does that mean? It means that we sell things that you smoke, right? Okay, you're hearing me, right? So we sell tobacco products. We have a humidor, which sells cigars. So we have an entire room filled with different cigars from everywhere. Lots of tobacco products, vape pens, vapes, rolling papers, you know, all the goodies that go with a smoke shop. You walk in my store and you go, I can't wear a face mask because I have a medical issue. If you have a medical reason for not wearing a face mask, you have no business being in a smoke shop. Because if you can smoke, you can wear a face mask. Seeing this? Seeing me? You cannot walk into a smoke shop and use the excuse that you have a medical condition preventing you from wearing a face mask if you are walking in to buy 3 packs of cigarettes. So, not trying to make any puns here, but go blow that smoke up someone else's ass. Yeah? Yeah, JC. I like that JC Ernie and the Snow Bear. Snow Bear. Yeah, I die laughing every time somebody comes in there and says that. They're like, I can't wear a face mask because I have a medical condition. I said, could you, like, enlighten me on what medical condition you have that would say you can't wear a face mask, but you can buy cigarettes? Because if you have COPD, you shouldn't be smoking at all. If you have asthma, you shouldn't be smoking at all. If you... Please elaborate. Exactly. Please explain this to me. I'm listening. I would like to be more informed. Because I don't understand. So usually the minute they use the I have a medical condition, I said, well, I'm sorry, then I can't sell you any tobacco products if you have a medical condition. And they're like, what? No, I can't sell you tobacco products if you have a medical condition that requires you not to wear a face mask. You can't wear a face mask, then you cannot smoke. So I'm sorry. We'll see you later. Because I guarantee your doctor has told you you shouldn't be smoking. So, bye. Yeah, exactly. And here's the kicker. I'm an asthmatic, right? Seasonal. like when the wind, like now when the winds get, as you can hear, my allergies are just, I've lost it. It's so windy outside. So when it gets windy like that, my nose gets clogged up. My nose gets clogged up, it drains, I cough on it. So I wear a face mask all day long. Got these little bad boys, charcoal filters. I'm in them for 10 hours a day. You almost forget sometimes that you're wearing it because you're in it for so long. You just forget that it's on your face. So if you can get past, if people would learn to just calm the frick down, quit losing their noodles over stupid stuff, and put the mask on and just go about your day. Go about doing stuff. Learn to wear it in your own house. You know, wear it in your house, wash the dishes, maybe even cook dinner with the mask on. Distract yourself from the mask. You'll be totally fine. Yeah, exactly. Like I've had a lady that came in and this is what she said. Well, my doctor said I can go ahead and get a pack to smoke today, but I need to leave the mask off because it's gonna cause problems with my sinuses. And I was like, I just stood there looking at her, and I said, so your doctor, a doctor, told you can smoke? Like told you that it was okay to smoke cigarettes? Excuse me. What doctor did you see? And shouldn't somebody be reporting this doctor for giving bad medical advice? I mean, what doctor you know tells their patients that they should smoke cigarettes? Right? You're like, I was prepared. Yeah. When I was in the military, we wore the big, yeah, now I've heard it all. That's exactly what I said the first time she tried to explain it. I said, oh, I've heard everything now. And so I refused to sell to her because I told her, you cannot be in my store without a mask on. So there isn't a single medical condition in this world that would say you cannot wear a mask, but you can smoke cigarettes. There's not. There's no medical condition that would say you cannot wear a mask, but you can smoke cigarettes. So, before you come into our store, mask up. Because that's how it's going to be. You can smoke. You can cover this up. They don't want to wear a mask because they don't like the smell of their own nasty breath. That's the problem. It's because they puffing up on the smokers all day long. And then they try to put that mask on. They can't breathe because they can't stand the smell of what they're breathing out. As anybody that knows, smokers stink really bad. Really bad smell. But yeah, so. But I've heard it all. I mean, I can't wear a mask, but I can smoke. You keep telling yourself that. But yeah, that's one of those things where you're just like, okay, got it. But oh my gosh, you guys, my nose is so clogged up. But yeah, I miss my baby. I know he's okay. I know he is. I'm just, I just don't want to end up with him being, you know, terrified and damaged in some way, that he's not the cuddly sweet boy that he's always been. Right? That's what I was like. I want to understand this. Please, someone explain this to me, because what doctor is telling patients that they should go buy a pack of cigarettes? There isn't. That's why I know that. I always call their stupid bluffs. Like, they always say stupid crap and you're just like, really? You sure about that? Explain this to me, because I really am curious to understand. So yeah, we always all get a good laugh at that one. So, I have a medical condition. We had a guy that came in yesterday. He's got a, what do they call it? Tracheotomy? Tracheotomy? Tracheotomy. But anyway, he's got the big hole in his throat. And he's got a notepad in his hand because he can't talk. And he comes in and I ask him if he's got ID on him or a face mask. And he goes, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is what you're breathing from. So you can put a mask, you know, whatnot. But anyway, he didn't need a mask, technically, because he's not breathing from here. So that's fine, right? He does have a medical condition. But he doesn't have his ID on him. Now, he wants to smoke cigarettes, knowing that he's killing himself through that hole, you know, whatnot. Fine. Whatever. His prerogative. But he didn't have his ID on him. So I'm sorry, but he starts stomping his foot, smacking his notepad against the counter. Full-blown temper tantrum. I said, I'm sorry, but ID's required. I have to see identification. I don't know if your partner out there or your buddy out there is a cop. Our store, by law, is required to check identification of everybody who enters. So if you don't have your ID on you and I sell to you anyway because I look at you and go, well, you know, I could get in trouble. And no, I'm not risking my job for it. So finally tell me he has to leave the store. And his buddy in the car is like, I don't get why you couldn't sell him. I said, because he has to have an ID on him. Well, I don't have my ID either. I was like, then you can't come in the store. Bye. Oh my God. Not only that, why do you want cigarettes if you've got a massive hole in your throat? Please explain this to me. I don't understand. And somebody's like, well, how can you work at a smoke shop if you don't smoke? You don't, like, what? You can work at a bar and not drink. You can work at a restaurant and not eat meat. I just find some of the questions people ask really asinine. So, I'm tired, you guys. I know I'm tired. I know I probably should lay down and maybe get some rest since it is. I gotta pick up the babies in a little while, like at 2 o'clock. So I was going in for and he was crying and begging my cousin for one puff off. Oh, what? Oh my God. Sometimes it's just that, right? Like sometimes it is what it is. I just have never understood like the whole concept of the excuses people come up with in the moment to try to get away with something. As if though other people don't know like what they're doing. Like it's just, to me, it's just funny. I gotta redo my hair. My skin is on flippin' fire right now, you guys. And I'm like, every time I touch like my face area, my shirt's rubbing my arms, and my arms feel like, I literally feel like I have a massive sunburn all over my body. So, but I'm also super, super fatigued. And each time that I've had that, it's usually been like the very startup of a flare-up. And here's the worst part. I'm not stressed out about anything like in particular. Like there's nothing that's weighing me down like stress-wise. Like bills are paid, we're in a beautiful home, things are working out, my son's coming home. You know, there's not anything to be like stressed, like bad stressed over. There's some good stressors, you know, like there's stressors of like, okay, we got to get this done and this done. But it's not something that you would think would force you to be like uncomfortable or unwell. I don't think of it as stress. I think of it as, oh, I got this to do and this to do. But it doesn't, like, if I don't get it done today, it's not going to bother me. It's just one of those things where like, I would like to get it done. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to get this, this, and this done in one day. So I don't know. Maybe it's just not stress causing it. Maybe my body is just having a flare up. Like even at work, like even with the situations when people are acting like total jerks or douchebags or whatever, it doesn't stress me out. Yeah, the goal right now that they're trying to do is get him home by Christmas. However, as of right now, if he does, the way it's looking, he won't be leaving there till next week, which means he won't be able to join us in the house on Christmas because he has to quarantine for 14. It's going to be a rough ride home because of the fact that he will not be in contact with me on the ride home. We have to make safety precautions with the car to transport him home. I know he's not happy about that and whatnot, but it's the safest way for us to travel. So he cannot be up front with me in the car. He's going to be wearing protective gear. I will be wearing protective gear. We're both to shower when we get back. He's going to be upstairs. We're setting up the entire apartment upstairs where Sarah and I were staying. Taylor actually gets to have that whole place to himself. Yeah, he has to quarantine. He was like really against it, and I told him it's not up for debate. This isn't an up for debate discussion. This is you will not put Sarah and I at risk of getting ill, and you will not put anybody else at risk of getting ill, or yourself at risk. You are traveling from Georgia, which has really high case numbers right now too, to Arizona, which has really high case numbers too. So you need to quarantine. And you will, because that's the rules. So we may bump depending on what day he gets back, we may bump our Christmas unwrapping gifts kind of thing past Christmas Day if we have to. If it's going to be too far past, if his separation date isn't until like January, then we will do our Christmas stuff, whatnot, and put his gifts aside, so that way when he gets here, he will have his gifts to open. But if he gets home by like, I don't know, I think it's if he makes it home, by the 10th, then we'll be able to actually have Christmas morning together. Yeah, it's a must. So if he arrives here on the 10th, then he will quarantine for 14, which means that's the 24th through the 24th. And then Christmas morning, if he hasn't had any symptoms and he's not showing any signs of being sick, he gets to come down and be in the house and have Christmas morning with us, which would be awesome. But right now, as it stands, today's the 3rd, and he hasn't gotten any word yet on his separation date. And out processing takes time, unless they do a rushed 1-day out processing, which is very rare because you have to catch everybody, big boss wise, like your big commanders and stuff, to sign off on everything. You have to go through each one of them to sign off. Yeah, so if he makes it home by the 10th, if his separation date gets him here by the 10th, he'll be able to come in and celebrate Christmas with us on the 25th. If not, then we will bump it out, at least to the new year kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll see what date his expected arrival date here is, will dictate whether or not we get to do Christmas on Christmas morning or if we push it back. So I've been drinking a lot of water, but my lips are still so freaking chapped. And that wind, the wind. is something else, man. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and figure these things out, because I really want to be able to have like my bed and stuff set up so that I need to like adjust all this stuff, because the cord is being yanked all to hell right now with the way it's sitting. And I know only problem is my internet thing is right here, and it's the only place that the computer can be hooked up. I forgot about that. But my desk is going to be catty corner, so my chair won't be in the way anymore. So that's good. You guys, it is so stressful. I'm just kidding. It's actually not stressful. It's boggling my mind on how I want to set this up. I know I want my bed over that way because I need access to the light switch. I'm tired of climbing up on top of the bed just to get access to the light switch, because I'm short, guys. That's the only reason why I have to climb on the bed to get to it. But if the bed is not in the way, I just walk underneath it and pull it. But because the bed's in the way, I have to climb up on the bed to get to the light switch. So I got to move the bed. The bed's got to go to the corner. It's got to go to the corner. It's got to go to the corner so I can reach that. The only other option... No. I was looking at the size of the bed, like the width of the bed. I don't think it'll fit. No, it won't fit there. I thought about like sliding it over so that I didn't have to really. But no, I don't like the thought of that. I think it would look weird. I think it would look better coming away from the wall with the headboardish thing set up. The Twilight posters along the wall here. Figure out the shelving units. Because I can put that in the corner. Something like that. We'll figure it out. But anyway, you guys are fantastic. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go try to make something to actually eat, because I need food in my stomach. I think I'm going to go make this chicken prosciutto. Prosciutto wrapped chicken. That's what it's called. And clean up, because, yeah, I need to do that. You guys are fantastic. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye, Yosef.